Bora. Wham. Bora. 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 Wham. Bora. Bora. Muk muk. 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 Bora. Wham. Bora. Bonyada the combare, bopujane, bopujane. 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 Hey, 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 hey. Bonyada the combare, bopujane, bopujane. 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 Hey, hey, I'd like to welcome, or invite, sorry, I'd like to invite Auntie Joyce up to the stage. Thank you. She's going to be doing our Welcome to Country, and it's one of our proud local elders.
Thank you very much for that welcome, Blaine. My name is Joyce Donovan, and I'm a Dharawal Wadi woman. I was born in 1946 at La Perouse, and my mother was born in 1905 at La Perouse. We have strong ties to the Darug people, who were also part of the region. We're saltwater people, and our traditional foods come from the sea. Our people were the healers, they were the doctors, and they were the lawyers. And if the area that we're in, if you think about anywhere in the Illawarra, or anywhere in Australia for that matter, our people, our women, gave birth under the birthing trees. Our men were the lawmakers. And our people lived a traditional, healthy life. Our people went all the way within our boundaries. There were special laws that governed our people. And if you stop and think about Aboriginal people, I guess we were the first engineers in history, because we are the oldest living culture. And if you think about some of the things, Aboriginal people, I mean, they got a piece of wood and they carved it and threw it, and that was the boomerang, it returned. So if, you know, that boomerang was for many uses. It was to get animals, to get food. It was also for a lot of other things. It was for battle. There were war boomerangs, killer boomerangs. And if you think about Aboriginal women and birth, for pain, Aboriginal people were the first people, from the coals of the fire, they'd place warm coals in a piece of bark and apply to the area of pain. And if you think about baby capsules, our people were the first again to shape a piece of bark pulled from a tree to carry their babies. Our people, no matter where you'd go, the bush was like a big pharmacy. Our people would wash a lot of the leaves, the roots of trees, a lot of the medicines to get the toxins out in the rivers. Our people had a strong knowledge of medicines and healing. And no matter where you went down here, everybody knew where the area was. There's certain things and laws that were just meant for the men, and also certain laws and things and gatherings that were just meant for the women. We try very much to maintain a lot of those cultural practices, because when you think of the language, there was over 250 different languages and dialects, and this isn't our language. And our people, the stories were foretold through dance and through the song lines that are still sung today, that retell and retell the history of our people. Our people are also the sickest people in the whole world. We have the highest incarceration rates. We have a lot of our people who die in jail. We're still suffering from diseases that were years ago, and we are still suffering a lot of those illnesses. It's really an unbelievable place, this area here, Wollongong University. You know, in my culture, young people were taken. They were taken to do lots and lots of learning. The men would go and take the boys, and the women would go take the girls. They would learn how to hunt, how to gather. They would learn how to live on their skills. And they'd also learn their custom, their rituals, their practices. And I kind of liken this place here to something similar. A lot of you people that are graduating, I know that for me, I was the first person in my mother's people that ever graduated, because in my day we didn't have an opportunity to attend high schools. And I think that once you become a graduate, you then become a role model in your community. Congratulations to everybody here. I'd like to, acknowledge Wollongong University, because for me, I was 38 before I learnt how to properly read and write. And in the early 20s, the early 80s, we didn't have a health system in the Illawarra. We set up a tent, and my job was to light a fire every Friday for the doctor to wash his hands. And our people worked for no money. Our community just got in and done those things. Education is such a special thing. Education, I believe, enables everybody to be safe and to have good employment skills. I'd like to say that everybody that's graduating today, you'll become a role model back in your communities, back in wherever, whatever country you've travelled from. It's so exciting, this place, to be a graduate. I'd also like to acknowledge my fellow alumni that are here today. And without any further ado, I'd like to say, Wadia Maro Yagana. Welcome to each and every person here today as you go on your journey into the world, and I know that you'll do unbelievable things. Congratulations again. Thank you on behalf of the Wadi Wadi Dharawal people.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Professor Louise Hickman. I'm the Pro-Vice-Chancellor at the University of Wollongong, and I am thrilled to be your Master of Ceremonies for today's ceremony. I would like to acknowledge our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership has brought to life a vision for an inclusive, reconciled and united Australia. Through this graduation ceremony, we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people are the knowledge holders of country. As part of today's celebration, we bring focus to the themes of artwork, cultural healing by artists Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas, from the Kumadichi United Aboriginal Corporation. You will see this artwork all around you, on your graduation booklets, as part of the stage design, and in various other contexts. We hope to continue learning from and building a deeper understanding of their cultural wisdom. Thank you for joining us here today on this special occasion. Before we begin proceedings, I just ask that you turn your mobile phone to silent, please. The university is extremely proud of our graduates, and we are immensely excited to celebrate your achievements today. We also congratulate family and friends who have supported our graduates on their journey. Graduation Day is always a happy and significant time, not only for graduates but also for the university. Seeing our students ready to set out into the world, celebrating their successes, their hard work and their accomplishments is a moment of immense pride for the entire academic community. As a cohort, you share in a unique education experience, which happened in an unprecedented time in our history. The world has seen rapid technological shifts, with AI transforming how we learn, communicate, and work, alongside ongoing political changes and economic challenges. Like many industries, universities had to undertake rapid innovation, particularly in teaching and learning. So today, I'd like to acknowledge your resilience, your dedication and commitment to your goals, and your ambitions, aspirations to make our community and world a better place. Please join me in congratulating our graduates. Now, if you're able to, please stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem. Now I have the pleasure to introduce the Interim Vice-Chancellor and President, one of the university's highest officials, to give the congratulatory address.
Thank you very much, Louise. Graduates, families and friends and supporters, welcome to your graduation ceremony. My name is Professor John Dewar, and I'm the Interim Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Wollongong. And for today's purposes, I'm the presiding officer at this ceremony, and I'm deeply honoured to be here with you today. It's actually one of the highlights of any Vice-Chancellor's role to witness students and their families celebrate this great milestone. And it's my first opportunity to do so here at the University of Wollongong. And if I might say so, I absolutely loved that smoking ceremony and Auntie Joyce's welcome to country. Thank you, Auntie. Really quite remarkable. So I too would like to pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, the people of the Five Island Dreaming, to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I also extend my respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who are here with us today. Now, as I look out over that marvellous sea of gowns, I'd like to congratulate each and every one of you, our graduating students. You are the very reason we do what we do. It's a great reminder. So graduation time is a very special occasion for us all, for my colleagues here on the stage, the teaching staff, the professional staff, for your families, your supporters, but most particularly for our students and our graduates. Some of you, many of you perhaps, are the first members of your family to graduate from university. Many of you have had to move away from home in order to study. Many of you have undoubtedly had to overcome several personal challenges to be able to finish your degrees. But whatever your story, whatever your journey to this point, today marks a tremendous achievement. This ceremony is a culmination of years of hard work, personal sacrifice, and commitment. I hope, and I'm sure you do, feel a deep sense of pride, and that you'll just take a few moments at some point during the day to reflect on your achievements and just how far you've come since you first enrolled at this great university. Of course, it's also a time for celebration, and I hope that you'll soak up every minute of it in that spirit. But I also want to emphasize that today is not the end point or a conclusion, but a beginning. There's a reason why American universities call these ceremonies commencement ceremonies, because ahead of you lie endless possibilities. And I would really hope that each of you can capture these feelings of pride, of hope, gratitude, and anticipation for the future, and take them with you as you leave this university. Graduation is also a good moment for you to think and to thank all of those who've made your achievements possible. Your families, your friends, your mentors, your supporters, and of course, your teachers. Because this is a very special moment for them too. And I'm sure that they are equally proud of how far you've come. And today we also acknowledge the important role that they have played and invite them to share in your success. And I'm really pleased that some of these important people, your teachers, your supervisors, have been able to join you today. So what I'm saying is, treasure today. I'm sure you will. Because as you travel through life, you will remember it with great fondness as you look back. And as we celebrate your individual triumphs, let's also reflect on the collective strides we have made as an institution in fostering equity and access in higher education. The recent report of the university's Accord panel focused on breaking down barriers to higher education and ensuring that a higher education remains a beacon of hope and a possibility for everyone who might aspire to it. And at the University of Wollongong, we are very proud to champion initiatives that expand access to learning for underrepresented groups. Now, our data show that each year we have more students, year by year, proudly identifying as Indigenous, not just beginning their studies with us, but completing and graduating. And these are numbers we can be very proud of. Now, we're looking forward to our impending 50th anniversary next year with great excitement. It'll be an occasion when we are reminded of the global influence that UOW has developed over the years, a beacon of excellence with an international footprint that spans continents and cultures. Between our campuses in Wollongong, in Sydney, the South Coast and the Southern Highlands, as well as our growing presence in Dubai, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and now in India, in Ahmedabad, in Gift City, we can proudly claim a community, a global community of 32,000 students and over 190,000 graduates or alumni from almost 200 countries. And our success as an institution is exemplified by our wonderful graduates, our people, and in our partnerships, locally, regionally, and internationally. Because together we are working to solve the really big questions facing society as we strive for a better quality of life for future generations, wherever they are. So our graduates, you today are joining this vast family of UOW graduates around the world. And I hope you will treat it as a family and cherish that family connection. And I hope that it will bring you lifelong value and enjoyment, whether through further study or as a proud ambassador for this great university. I really encourage you to maintain this connection with the university and with your fellow graduates. Because the relationships you've formed here, the networks you've developed, will be invaluable to you in the years to come. The completion of your studies at UOW places you amongst the most employable graduates in Australia and indeed the world. And the success of our graduates is one reason why our university enjoys such a strong reputation and is ranked amongst the top 1% of universities globally, while we aim higher every day. So I hope that you will always feel proud to be part of this, your university with an outstanding reputation that spans the globe. So the transformation you're making today from a student to a graduate is a significant opportunity to establish your priorities, to take stock and to focus on your future, while also leveraging all that you've learned, both academically and about life during your time here at the university. So as you embark on the next chapter of your journey, may you carry forward the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the dreams ignited during your time here at UOW. Because you're not just graduates. You are future leaders, innovators, and change makers, poised to leave your mark on the world. And it has been our great pleasure and privilege to have witnessed and to have played a part in your growth. So the world awaits you now, and I have every confidence that you will rise to meet its challenges with courage, compassion, and curiosity. I also encourage you to set your sights high and work towards something you really believe in, because when you find your purpose, you will also find your place. So finally, my best wishes and congratulations to each of our graduates. May you have a very happy and very memorable graduation day. Thank you for making us all so proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor and President. It is now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of the graduates. I would like to introduce the Executive Dean, Professor Gosel Alishi, to present the graduates to the Interim Vice-Chancellor and President for the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences.
Thank you, Professor Hickman. It's my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. We are very proud of what you have all achieved, and I wish to convey my personal congratulations to all the graduates. Will the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate and postgraduate awards from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences please stand if you are able to. Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Interim Vice-Chancellor and President, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. Before we start, I would like to encourage supporters, families to stand and clap as your graduate is called.
Lubana, daughter of Jawahar Hussain. Huinlan V. Pham. Dilara Ajaj. Ahmed Ali. Guyane Arut Yunyan. Nabil Asfar bin Azman Shah. Ethan Allen Chadwick. Jalisa Terry Culhane. Dishang Gurung. Nathan John Henderson. Karel Bondan Andoro Herdito. Jake James Hodgson. Mubin Ur Rahman Khan. Kartik Khatri. Dave Kursiya. Kushrit Kaur. Der Hul Kok. Christopher Lee. Robert Dean Hume MacDonald. Martha Hilary Sales Mandalihan. Mohammed Daniel Afiq Mohammed Fazli. Matthew Monday. Jehan Park. Jibin Paul. Kyle Levy Popovsky. Harrison Pryke. Fadlan Muhammad Razan. Nathaniel Setyawan. Ashur Yusuf. Yu Myung Yoon. Joanna Al-Halabi. Idrina Hazika binti Muhammad Skarmidi. Hiba Jasim. Thomas James Karbowiak. Emad Mehrez. Megha Mohan. Nian Swang Ong. Oscar Thomas Bishop Rogers. Rijuldeep Singh Sobti. Brendan James Kotekas. Sana Karki. Valencia Jovovich Kweman. Ibrahim Atala. Jingwen Liao. Fariha Moriom Prome. Janat A. Alindo. Noah J. Bareda. Toronosuke Iwata. Rowan Andrew Reed Kelly. Albert Siu Hong Yung. Harsh Malik. Priya Narayanan. Judge Michael Pham. Victor Pham. Lachlan Phillips. Esteban Rodriguez Ogyanov. Donald Jr. Chu. Kenan Yilmaz. Mohammed Fuad Akif. Jesse Jacob George. Josiah Maria George. Luang Bang Hua. Celine Amanda Husen. Dylan Mitchell Hercock. James McCallery. Mitchell Kane Griffiths. Alvian Wijaya. Bikran Acharya. Deepti Bakshi. Kai Chigwiden. Joshua D'Souza. Louis Gooden. Ebin John. Binil Kichiri Binoy. Samuel Matthew Knight. Chien Yul Lin. Zaki Mohammad Mirza. Basit Mustak. Andrew Mutia. Ella Patricia Oakman. Dylan Oxenbridge. Simon Parker. Nicholas Pascoe. James Pomana. Isabella Price. Jordan Provino. Adnan Rafiq Ahmed Ambalath. Matan Shrestha Raja. Wei Qin Shi. Matthew Velyanovsky. Shahid Yunus. Stephen Zahra. Qasim Abdallah. Saifeldin Haytham Mohammed Ramadan Abdel Fattah. Benjamin William Armitage. Brock Chisholm. Theodore Coates.
Well done.
Alexander Ferguson. James Friend. Eleftheria Hatsis. Alexander Ho. Owen John Howard. Christopher Issa. Joel Jacob. Sean Julius. Chris Quixotes. Timothy Kirkwood. Kyle Lever. Zachary Lopresti. Stephanie Martin. Connor Caleb McAllister. Liam Minahan. Michael Kamrudin Misitanu. Reese Mortlock. Piers Thomas Patrick O'Connor. Joel Payton. Ryan Peterson. Nestor Prom. Sojan Puri. Jovan Ristevski. Jesse Smart. Milan Thomas. Jack Leo Zarwick. Nathan James Cowgill.
Hey, congratulations.
Hung Dang. Miranda Dutoy. Brody Jacob Howson. Jessica Jenkins. Campbell Murphy. Samuel Napier. Luella Elizabeth Roden. Lachlan Hennessy. Jeffrey Seaby. Kai Buckman. Lachlan Dennis Suter. Alexander Carter. Angus Mitchell Jones. Sam Single. Sinet Induwara Akmimana. Reese Hudson Muller.
Interim Vice Chancellor and President. Sadly, Anton Jiang passed away before he could receive his graduate certificate in computing. Anton's shining light will be missed by family, friends, students, teachers, many of whom are in attendance here today. I invite his mother, Jin Kung An, to come forward to accept the posthumous award.
The Council, and by my authority as Interim Vice-Chancellor and President, I confirm Antong Jiang's admission to the award for which he has qualified. On behalf of the university, I express my sincere condolences.
We will be continuing with the presentation of awards shortly. I now have the pleasure to introduce our musical item for today. It is my pleasure to introduce Sandon Groves. Sandon is currently studying his honours in psychology here at UOW. He is a local musician who has been performing at weddings, venues and events for the last 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Sandon, who is going to perform Stand By Me.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. When the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, won't you stand by me? Just as long as you stand by me. Oh, my darling, won't you stand? Won't you stand by me?
We will now present the postgraduate awards for the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences.
Susan Carolyn. Andrew Dilly. Sudeep Gupta. Amy Justine Mulhall. Susan Abi. Nina Elias Bardeska. Fauzia Faria. Bishnu Kumar Kurum. Abhishek Kamboj. Anusri Chandran Kodancheri. Jeda Lu. Dania Matthew. Rohit Kumar Naidu Mova. Setasiri Gamsom. Parwinda. Zaim Rasul. Dikshita Rayapet Krishnamurti. Namita Samant. Shazib Gul Sheikh. Nontpicha Simrax. Jinghui Sun. Mohammed Hassan Sultan. Tanvir Singh. Atul Unikrishnan. Yan Chao Yu. Mohammed Rayan Zaman. Yasaswini Aluru. Alex Rajan Arul Mariados Babu. Maria Asgar. Ashe Avasti. T. Van Dai Dong. Ankush Goyal. Krishni Gitanjali Hewa. Abhishek Joshi. Ali Armir Khan. Nathan John Kibanov. Govind Ram Kumawat.
Yeah, I saw Panas here.
Gautam Lingala.
I'll read normally. Yeah, no, yeah, take that one. I got this one. I don't need this one.
Ishwarya Nair. Nutwarut Ngamsum. Kurukula Surya Nawurt Sanjana Rodrigo. Supratik Sarkar. Ramakrishnan Satyanarayanan Ramprakash. Abid Sebastian. Janet Michanatu Shaju. Sumit Suman. Deepti Tiancheri Kanot. Sharon Vandenberg. Sanket Subhash Wankede. Praj Adhikari. Saroj Adhikari. Ephraim Alex. Hadis Alipur. Rajoy Paul Anthony Paul. Sachin Atyal. Sandesh Bagale. Alekia Deshmukh Banchode. Ria Marin Bennett. Jerin Bini. Bobo Collet. Anaga Bobi. Wei Ren Shin. Segiel Gamtso Dadul. Reshma Davis. Royston Gavin D'Souza. Ahmad Ehsan. Sharun Gopal. Vibor Vikas Gujewar. Jim Kurian Jacob. Vimy Maria Jacob. Vishwajit Jaka. Justin Joseph. Ali Abbas Kachwala. Subramanya Sumanada Ayappa Swami Kambala Gangadhara. Shri Harshavardhan Rao Karingala. Mudassir Maqsood Khan. Shyam Krishnan Kodakat. Shrikant Marishetty. Isbat Haseen Mahin. John Melakudi Saju. Sandeep Neopane. Neil Samar Pal. BJ Pandey. Rishita Pasunuti. Kaushal Vishnubai Patel. Sai Eshwar Potanuri. Bessie Potakal Joy. Shamit Prabhu Shankar. Manoj Kumar Pugazendi. Fabian Racine. Drishti Rai. Enio Sajan. Utkarsh Sethi. Farhan Shabir. Sujan Shrestha. Swapnil Sigdel. Adit Shipra Sivaramakrishnan Raja Minakshi. Mohammad Safayet Ullah Sahan. Viraj Babaso Sulankure. Jayakrishnan Sunil Nair. Nitin Suni. Alan Tetayel. Zia ul Haq. Surendar Upala. Noyal Thompson Vazakutatil Thomas. Laxman Kartik Reddy, Viram Reddy. Reina Victorioso. Satyashekar Bhaskar Voruganti. Tilan Charuka Wikramarashi. Chandra Sai Agutla. Tanjir Arafat. Atauda Heti Gamage Kasun Vinod Atauda Heti. Anne Mary Baby. Sonia Bajracharya. Ujwal Muni Bajracharya. Sanju Bandari. Si Hang Chan. Krishna Paswant Chenapragada. Sharon Gopi. Mohammed Abu Hasnain. Shreyash Hosali. Rosemary Johnny Mampili. Kuber Katka. Suhaib Burhan Kuraulai. Mo Hain Xiao. Taraka Deshan Maduma Lianage. Kwang Bak Fan. Suhani Pradhan. Srilima Suresh. Bibek Thapa. Kayanut Mitmingkwan. Manali Prashant Anjalakar. Tejal Anand Karnik. Umair Navid. Pew Tant Lang Keen. Der Hao Shin. Ariel Navato Abarabar. Indunil Deshani Abbesinga. Qazi Sultanul Arafin. Ashikujaman Buyan. Dhruv Rajesh Chane. Sharia Jamal. Nadia Tul Janat. Kirti. Zhikang Lai. Zhihao Liu. Joshua Ikechukwu Michael. Anmol Neopane. Sunkanmi Omoa. Karuna Patapu. Varun Ravi Sankar. Abel Simon. Mohammad Atyar Saeed. Huan Shu Wang. Marisa Jarun Patanapong. Punia Swatana Swaminathan. Ishwarya Viji. Zunaid Ibn Zuman. Jeffrey Wong. Aline Mary Durham. Amna Ghaffar. Sandra Maria Joby. Fatimat Zara. Amal Thomas. Xuan Shun. Zhishan Gao. Yi Liang. Zhipeng Qi. Daniel John Bennett. Thi Ngọc Hang Bui. Jia Yi Yang.
We have now some additional graduates. Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you from the wonderful Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences, for the Bachelor of Engineering Honors, Matthew Ormond. Saeed Shahir Abbas. Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Engineering, Zain Ul Abidin. Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Information Technology, Rengui Zhao. Interim Vice Chancellor and President present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Electrical Power Engineering, Muhammad Uzair Hassan. Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences for the Master of Computer Science with distinction, Hu Jin Hao. It is now with great pleasure to announce our doctoral award recipients today. Will the graduates who are to be presented with doctoral awards from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences please stand if you are able to. Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Engineering and Information Sciences who, by reason of their thesis and other work at the university, have met the requirements for admission to doctoral degrees.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I confirm your admission to the doctoral degrees for which you have qualified.
Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I present to you for their doctoral degrees. For their study into the development of an mHealth technology-mediated patient engagement model and the design and development of an mHealth management application for patients with chronic conditions. Dr. Nawaf Obaid T. Al-Mutwari. For their study of 3 models emphasizing adaptability and nuanced understanding, promoting a safer online environment. Dr. Sogata Bose. For their study into optimizing database efficiency via multi-tiered storage, extended Petri nets, and rule-based scheduling for data transfers. Dr. Nan Nun Nun. Now we have a member of University of Wollongong Council. For their study into e-learning engagement and perceived outcomes with educational key opinion leaders, Dr. Susan Zhang. For their examination of wideband reflect array antennas for 5G from space applications, Dr. Panagiotis Yannis Theoharis. For their exploration of low-temperature sintering strategies for bismuth-based relaxer ferroelectrics, Dr. Jean Moll Joseph. For their study of a novel rolling method proposed to fabricate metal foil with 1 to 2 micrometer thickness, Dr. Ning Nia. For their study into a combined experiment, new mathematical model, and computational fluid dynamics study of ducted water turbines in open channels, Dr. Aditya Rahman. For their study into the development of a novel low activation medium entropy alloy for fusion application, Dr. Yang Feng Wang. For their exploration of high-performance electrolytes for lithium carbon dioxide batteries, Dr. Fangli Zhang. For their study into high-performance electrocatalysts engineering towards faster oxygen evolution reaction, Dr. Wei Bo. For their study into enhancing time series forecasting using machine learning to improve predictions in engineering applications, Dr. Xin-Yu Gu. For their study into improving the way we treat cancer with radiation and radiation protection of astronauts, Dr. Vladimir Pan. For their examination of the development of a reusable, low-enriched uranium target for sustainable fission-produced molybdenum-99, Dr. Robert Raposoyo. for their examination of the terahertz spectrum of amino acid molecular crystals, Dr. Thomas James Sanders. And for their study into liquid-solid triboelectric nanogenerators, Dr. Jing Yao. Will John Nolan please come forward and stand next to the interim Vice Chancellor and President? Interim Vice Chancellor and President, it's my great pleasure to present John Nolan.
So, and by my authority as Interim Vice Chancellor and President, I admit you as a Fellow of the University of Wollongong. Congratulations.
The steel industry has long played a significant role in the history and development of the Illawarra region and the University of Wollongong. For over 4 decades, John Nolan has been a driving force in the crucial sector, his career embodying the essence of innovation, resilience that defines the industry. John's distinguished career hasn't not only left an indelible mark on the University of Wollongong and the Illawarra region, but has also had a transformative impact across Australia and on the global stage of steel manufacturing. John's journey began in 1976 when he accepted a position as a mechanical engineering trainee with BHP in Port Kembla. This opportunity paved the way for his university education and practical training, introducing him to both the Illawarra community and the University of Wollongong. John excelled at balancing hands-on industry experience with academic pursuits, graduating in 1983 with first-class honors and the university medal. This focus and perseverance served him well when faced with industry challenges as a graduate during the early 1980s downturn. In 1988, John furthered his education, completing an MBA from the Australian Graduate School of Management at the University of New South Wales. John's unique combination of tenacity, strategic thinking, and leadership propelled him rapidly through BHP's ranks. In 1994, he became Vice President of Operations at North Star BHP Steel, the company's joint venture into the US market. This key project, which John successfully spearheaded, the operating team now forms the foundation of BlueScope's North American growth strategy. John's career achievements continued to flourish as he held leadership roles at BlueScope, including Chief Executive Australian Steel Products. He now serves in an advisory capacity as Chief Technical and Development Officer. Throughout his tenure at BlueScope, John has successfully championed climate action initiatives, product innovation, and workplace gender equality programs. He is recognized as a global leader in technology transformation, business startup, and restructuring within the steel industry. However, it is John's deep connection to the Illawarra region and his pivotal role during times of crisis that truly highlight the impact of his leadership. Following the global financial crisis of 2008, John was instrumental in maintaining the viability of steel manufacturing in the Illawarra and across Australia. His strategic decisions safeguarded production at Port Kembla, mitigating impacts on employment and region's development. By embracing new technologies and leading extensive restructuring, he helped secure BlueScope's sustainability and growth, positioning the company as an industry leader in innovation. Beyond his professional achievements, John has been a passionate advocate for education and research within the Illawarra community, playing a pivotal role in strengthening the partnership between BlueScope and the University of Wollongong. Through his strategic oversight of steel-related research and training programs, including the Australian Research Council, Steel Research Hubs, and BlueScope Steel Cadetship Program, John has helped foster a vibrant, competitive, and sustainable Australian steel industry. His expertise and leadership have left a lasting legacy on both the university and the wider Illawarra community, advancing manufacturing technology and workforce development, and reinforcing the university's role as a leader in steel-related research and education. It is undeniable that John Nolan has left a profound and enduring legacy throughout his extensive and transformative contributions to the steel industry, the Illawarra, and his dedication to the University of Wollongong. His example of leadership remains a model of innovation, collaboration, and ambition that will inspire generations to come. Interim Vice-Chancellor and President, it is with great privilege that I present John Nolan to be admitted as a Fellow of the University of Wollongong.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce John Nolan to give the occasional address today. Please join me in welcoming John.
Thank you. Vice-Chancellor, members of the university, graduates, distinguished guests, friends and family. I want to pay my respects to the people of the Five Islands Dreaming, the traditional owners of the land we are on. I have to say it is an honour to be asked to address you today. I feel actually quite emotional and I feel privileged to be here to speak with you. I have a long-standing relationship with the University of Wollongong, commencing as a mechanical engineering cadetship with BHP in 1976 and studying here for 7 years after that time. And I would just like to say congratulations to the graduates here today on your successful graduation after years of hard work, and it's wonderful that you have graduated. Well done, and also congratulations to your family and those who have supported you during that time. Since that time, 1976, my career has spanned 48 years in the steel industry, starting with BHP, now BlueScope in Port Kembla, including Whyalla in South Australia, Delta, Ohio in North America, Glenbrook in New Zealand, but mainly in Australia and the Illawarra. I'm really proud that myself and BlueScope have a strong relationship with the University of Wollongong, dating back to its beginning almost 50 years ago. When my lovely wife, who is here today, and I were married in 1983, her aunt said to her that she was now destined to live in industrial towns for the rest of her life. And fortunately, we've had a wonderful journey, and they've been far from hardship postings. We love the Illawarra, the industrial towns and the cities and the communities that we have lived in. The steel industry has supported our family and has supported the communities that surround our plants. Our youngest son, who was born in Whyalla and is a graduate of the University of Wollongong, is also here today. I wanted to leave you with a couple of learnings from my 48 years, and I guess I'll just tell you a couple of stories about my time in North America to illustrate them. It's a little bit removed and maybe safer territory for me. So the first one I would say is continue to play the long game. The fact that you are graduating today says that you are playing the long game. It is uncrowded territory, and I would encourage you to base your decisions about your career and the projects and the initiatives that you work on, base them on facts and data. They win in the long term. Take on the challenges and opportunities that further your long-term agenda and career. Lean into your scientific education and learning and training. It is valuable. Work just as hard on not making really dumb decisions as you work on finding the really good opportunities. Anything of substance always takes longer than anyone thinks or wants. In our industry, we get it right. If we get it right, the businesses and assets we build and operate have lifespans of multiple decades, longer than any of our careers. In fact, the Port Kembla Steelworks is fast approaching its 100-year anniversary in 2028. In the 1990s, we as a family were brave enough to move to Northwest Ohio, part of the industrial heartland of North America, to be part of the team that built and established the North Star business. Today, it is a jewel in BlueScope's portfolio, and even that business is almost 30 years old. The opportunity to be part of that team was, for me, was career defining. And looking back now in the twilight of my career, being part of creating something special and leaving a long-lasting legacy is what it's all about. It wasn't without risk. It was a project that encompassed new steel-making technology, a unique business strategy using some of the millions of tonnes of scrap that were being exported from the US, using cheap nuclear-generated electricity and new cost-efficient technology, and turning it into hot-rolled coil to replace some of the millions of tonnes of steel that were imported into the US at that time. It made sense to me, and I thought I could contribute to the success of something meaningful. The initial build and startup was very challenging, and what was initially a 5-year plan to deliver the business case turned into 7 years, with tens of millions of dollars of losses that seriously tested the patience of our owners. Fast forward to today, and everyone has forgotten about all those challenges, except for those of us that were there. Early years, and North Star continues to be a long-term, highly profitable business that attracts significant investment for BlueScope. So I would encourage you to continue to play the long game, use your education and training, base decisions on facts and data, and your success will cause the difficulties along the way to be forgotten. Or as a minimum, you'll have the satisfaction of having worked on something worthwhile and giving it your best shot. The second thing that I would like to talk about is building relationships, building trust, building bridges, and not burning them down. In the increasingly complex world of today, our relationships and our trust within our teams, between teams, between professions, with people that we don't necessarily agree with, they are vital for our future success. And today, we often hardly notice a bridge when we're on a freeway. But if we are hiking or four-wheel driving and the track crosses a flooded creek, the difference between a good day and a really bad day is whether there's a good bridge. And I can tell you some bad experiences in that space. In the complex challenges of today, we face situations where many competing agendas, competing and intragroup dynamics can lead to suboptimal results and even destructive behaviours. An important building block in bridging these agendas is our own humility. We don't know all the answers. In BlueScope, our bond was put together by a team of BlueScope employees when we were spun out from BHP in 2002. Our bond exhorts us to do the right thing by our employees, our communities, our customers, and our shareholders. It is symbolic of the many expectations that we need to balance well to be successful. In my mind, it is symbolic of the trust we need to build with and between our stakeholders. Sticking to the US theme, another story about our early days at North Star. When we built that plant at about US $500 million cost in the mid-90s, it was a joint venture between BHP and Cargill. One party used project financing to fund the project, and we needed to complete a 28-day performance test approximately 12 months after startup. There was a lot at stake on passing that performance test, and our startup had not gone well. We set this up as a competition between our North Star operating team and the representatives of the financiers who we dubbed the bankers. A large sign was set up at the entrance depicting a racetrack where we intended to plot our performance versus the bankers' requirement over the next 28 days. Yes, this did a wonderful job. It galvanised our 320 North Star people, operators and engineers. However, it did nothing to build trust with the people who had actually funded our project. You might be able to imagine the reaction of the bankers when they were greeted with this sign on their arrival for the performance test. We had set this up as a competition with the people who had funded us. I think you can probably anticipate the outcome. Yes, we did win the race. We lifted our performance. However, we were ultimately disqualified on a technicality. And with hindsight, probably not an unexpected outcome, given the combative relationship we had established with the bankers. Our challenge in highly complex situations, and I think the world today is getting more complex, is always to optimise within our team, but at the same time to build bridges and build trust with other stakeholders whose contribution and support we need to succeed. In closing, I would like to take an extract from Theodore Roosevelt's speech in 1910. I think it is just as relevant today, and I always find inspiring. The credit belongs to the man or woman who was actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds. Congratulations on your successful graduation, and I wish you all the very best in your lives and careers.
Thank you, John, for your considered and inspiring reflections. Now I would like to call upon Nathan Kelgill to give the vote of thanks. Nathan is graduating today with first-class honours in the Bachelor of Engineering Honours Scholar Program, majoring in engineering and minoring in architectural engineering. While at UOW, Nathan received the Civil Engineering Discipline Prize for the best overall performance in his first, second, and third years. He has consistently achieved a Dean's Merit List Award each year of his degree and was awarded the prestigious Professor Lewis C. Schmidt Memorial Prize. Please welcome Nathan.
Interim Vice-Chancellor and President, members of the university, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family and friends. Today is a day we've all been working towards for years. For me, and I'm sure for many of you, this ceremony is a moment of both pride and reflection. It marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. As we gather here, surrounded by the people who have supported us along the way, there's a shared sense of accomplishment and excitement for what the future holds. Our time at UOW has been about much more than just earning a degree. It has shaped our character, challenged our thinking, and taught us resilience. from late night study sessions to overcoming the unexpected challenges of these past few years. We have grown, not just as students, but as individuals. The values of hard work, perseverance, and collaboration that we've embraced here will stay with us long after we leave. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I'd like to thank the university, our lecturers, and the staff for their guidance. Their support and dedication played a significant part in helping us navigate this path. To my fellow graduates, thank you for your support, the shared struggles, and the friendships that have made this journey meaningful. And a special mention to all those group assignments we all somehow managed to get through. Now, if you're able to, I'd like to ask all graduates to stand and join me in thanking our families and friends. Please turn to them and give them a warm round of applause for their unwavering support. Thank you. Finally, I'd like to extend our thanks to our guest speaker, John, for their inspiring words. Your message about hard work and continuing innovation resonates deeply with us as we step into the next phase of our lives. Thank you, and congratulations to all.
Thank you, Nathan. Graduates, families, friends, and colleagues, we are coming close to the end of our ceremony today. We now wish to share with you our graduation video. We hope this video will encourage you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led to where you are sitting today.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way though. If we divide today by 4 years,
or 5 years,
or 3 years,
or 8 years,
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters.
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real though. Our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses.
6 heated dramas.
2 semesters abroad. 5 new cultures experienced.
12 concerts attended.
843 waves ridden.
169 hours lounging around.
17 dance parties.
2 major heartbreaks.
And more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
That it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found. That our passport to the future has been stamped
with the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are
a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
or a building built from many bricks,
or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
Now, before we close, can I please ask our graduates to remain seated while the rest of the audience stands, if you are able. Go on, up you go. Because I'd like you to join me in congratulating our graduates, who are officially smarter now than they were when they woke up this morning, by giving them a warm round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, putting on an event, please sit down. Putting on an event like this, as you can imagine, takes a huge amount of coordination and effort. So on your behalf, I'd like to thank very warmly all the students and the staff who volunteered their time today to assist with the celebration, together with the graduations team. It's a measure of just how much pride the institution takes in our graduates that are here today. Well, that, you'll be probably relieved to hear, brings us towards the end of the formal proceedings. And we'd like to invite you all to join us outside for some light refreshments and to congratulate our graduates. Our mace bearer will lead the academic procession out of the room, followed by the graduates and then our VIP guests. So guests, please be patient and remain in your seats as the ushers will be giving you instructions about how to exit the venue. So please take direction from the ushers and you will exit row by row. But once again, congratulations to our graduates, and I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.